From Nigerian Spider-Man to Turkish Captain America, here are the most hilarious superhero movie ripoffs from around the world. Buckle up. Some movies are wholly underappreciated at the time of their release. Take 2006's Superman Returns, for example. The Brandon Routh-led flick was a flop, but it was awesome. Just look. Wait, that's not Brandon Routh? Was that a doll held in front of a green screen? Well, unfortunately, yes. This is Superman Returns, but not the one you were expecting. This is in Turkish. Superman Dönüyor, which translates, yes, as, you guessed it, Superman Returns.
You sure about that?
This 1979 slop sandwich was, of course, designed to capitalize on the popularity of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Unlike those iconic blockbusters, however, this thing was put together with a total budget of $10, and that was just to buy the Superman doll. Perhaps one of the most shameless knockoffs of all time, the movie constantly uses copyrighted music. I've had to replace the tracks in this video, but the classic Superman theme makes multiple appearances, as well as, of all things, the James Bond theme song. But they couldn't even steal it to use it in an exciting scene. The dude's just walking down the street. But to be fair to them, this turd doesn't have any exciting scenes to use. I mean, this is what they have to offer in terms of pulse-pounding action.
Huh? Oh, come on! You gotta admit this is cool!
Wait, no, hold the phone. Turkish Superman was unaffected by bullets, bent a knife that came into contact with his skin, and didn't even feel a wooden plank attack. So why did a chair cause him to go flying backwards like that? Is a chair stronger than a speeding bullet? Oh, come on. Now a wooden plank is enough to knock him out cold? They already tried it, and it didn't do anything. Make up your mind. But perhaps I'm expecting too much from a Turkish Superman bootleg from the 1970s. Perhaps I'm being too harsh, or perhaps I should be able to watch a movie without feeling like this. Overall, not Superman Returns is a weird, boring picture that at the very least has a functioning plot. The fact that it's relentlessly boring is another matter entirely. Hell, the most entertaining aspect of the whole movie is that the Turkish Superman has a super pervert vision. Yeah, of course he does. And speaking of perverts, what if one decided to produce a ripoff Batman?
El resultado de la autopsia, inspector.
¿Y qué encontró usted, doctor?
Que extrajeron secreción de su glándula pineal, quirúrgicamente.
Yes, that naked wrestler is helping to solve police crime. La Mujer Murciélago is a Mexican Batman knockoff from 1968 with a sexy twist. Batwoman solves crime wearing basically nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy Batwoman. Okay, we need to get this out of the way now. This costume looks like it was bought at a Spirit Halloween. This Bat hero is supposed to be rich like the OG. You're telling me she couldn't afford anything better quality? Hell, it seems like she couldn't afford the rest of the costume either. Wait, so she owns a more conservative, comic-accurate costume but just chooses to dress like a stripper? Why? Does she get cold? Or ever wonder about getting slashed or shot in the fleshy, exposed bits and pieces? And there's plenty of opportunity for her to get sliced and diced when the evil fish man is on the loose. I'm serious. The villain's evil plan is to create a human fish mutant guy using the spinal fluid of wrestlers. What? I don't remember that issue of Detective Comics, but to be honest, I love Fishman. I think he should become a regular part of the real Batman's rogue gallery. Just look at this goober. Imagine what it was like for the guy in the rubber suit. Oh my gosh, what an honor. I bet he opens every job interview with, "Yes, I am Fishman. No autographs, please." But that's not all it has. This movie is home to, drumroll, the most boring car chase in history. Yeah, man, the elevator music really conveys the proper urgency for this frickin' car chase. I have no idea what anybody was thinking when they put this thing together. Well, actually, I have some idea, and they definitely weren't thinking with their brain.
Vamos a llevar a un sitio solitario. Sería lo mejor para usted. Tenemos algo.
Let's not beat around the bush. This is the whole reason the movie exists. Every scene, rubber fish fella and uneventful car chase was devised solely to justify this costume.
Yeah, boy.
Was it worth it? Well, given that I had to sit through the whole movie, I'd say no, but you tell me in those comments below. Now, if there's one superhero that can rival the success and profitability of Batman, it's our friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man. He's such a good guy, and he lives entirely by the creed of with great power comes great responsibility. Or not. Time for a slight change of pace. This is Japanese Spider-Man, a version where the character prefers machine guns and slaughter to responsibility.
What?
In a refreshing turn of events, Japanese Spidey is actually not a ripoff. Back in the 1970s, Marvel entered a deal with the Japanese media company Toei that allowed the two companies to use each other's characters. This show was the result of that agreement. Now, unlike the original source material, this version of the web slinger is actually a regular dude who's gifted magic alien superpowers by a sentient spider freak who crash lands in Japan.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, okay.
Spider is the last survivor of Planet Spider, and the evil army that destroyed its homeworld is on its way to Earth. Takeuya Yamashiro uses a special bracelet to transform into Spider-Man and fight back. Oh, and he also has his own giant robot. Now, you're probably sat there thinking, but be amazed, that actually sounds pretty awesome. And you'd be right. Japanese Spider-Man goes so hard, and I love it. Despite only running from 1978 to 1979, it was so influential, it inspired Toei to add giant robot fights to its Super Sentai series. That's Power Rangers, by the way. But unfortunately, not all Spider-Men are created equal, and not all, adaptations are created equal. Behold, Anansi Spider-Man. This Ghana-produced flick notably features an awful early 90s clip art version of the Web Ahead. In this version, Peter Parker doesn't get bitten by a radioactive spider. This random guy gets possessed by the spirit of an ancient spider god thing.
What?
And also the ghost of a girl who gets whacked, I think. Now, these guys chant every time they're on screen, if that makes anything clearer. Well, that explains that. The bowl gets opened, of course.
No. Oh my God! Wow!
Look, I struggle to pay attention to anything that didn't have word art Spidey in it. This movie makes my brain hurt. Its villain also worships an evil god, I guess. I mean, this PNG appears, and I think it's supposed to be an evil god. Now, don't expect any witty commentary about this one. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. This is uncharted water. I've never been in hell like this one before. One moment, a drunk guy is threatening to assault his wife, then the ghost of a woman offs a guy taking a dump on the side of the road, and then African Spider-Man does some sweet kung fu. What am I supposed to say? For once, I'm at a total loss for words. All I can do is show you what I've seen and allow your eyeballs to suffer as mine have.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
Seriously, what is going on? What is that music supposed to convey? Is he drunk? Was he firing energy balls in the previous scene? Why is he floppy now? Anyway, Spidey meets the villain for this climactic showdown here. What? No, that's fine. That can be the end. We're all okay with that, I'm sure. So, how would I describe my time at this steaming pile? At times, Anansi Spider-Man was so bad, it was good. Watching him do intimidating push-ups and wobble around like my alcoholic Uncle Steven has undeniable charm, but other times, oh boy, other times, I felt like I was undergoing some kind of new age punishment. Well, hello there, cutie. Oh, sorry, wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him. He's soft, cuddly, and irresistible. He's my perfect real-life copy. And for the entire month of May, you can grab our iconic Bartholomew plushie for half price. You heard it right. That's 50% off. Everybody loves him with loads of 5-star reviews backing up the quality. Whether he's sitting on your desk or chilling on your bed, he's a perfect companion. And remember, every plushie is designed by us, and every purchase helps support the channel and keeps the videos coming. This offer only lasts a month, though, so if you ever thought about getting one, now's the time. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description to grab your Bartholomew while this insane deal lasts. It's obvious that not everyone can make a good movie, but that doesn't stop people from trying. This is Brent Kelly, Canadian writer, director, and actor known worldwide for his inability to do any of those things well. He's vomited out a whole laundry list of slop movies, but the specific slop I want to look at is this: Thunderstorm, The Return of Thor.
What the hell was that? I don't know. Dude, your hand. What the hell? Not doing that. I can't.
Also known as Thor, Thunder and Steel, this 2011 mockbuster was released to trick grannies into thinking they were buying their grandkids the real Thor. But Chris Hemsworth, this ain't. Hey, what do you think the best way to open a movie is? An action-packed set piece? The setup of a mysterious mystery? No, wrong. Big boy Brent reckons the right choice is a nearly 3-minute exposition dump, delivered in the form of a PowerPoint presentation by JPEGs of Odin and Thor.
You summoned me, Father?
Yes, my son. I grow worried for Midgard. The mortals care little about one another. They have strayed so very far from the ways of old.
Oh, man. Hilariously, Thunderstorm, the return of Thor, doesn't follow Thor at all. The Norse god instead gifts his powers to some goober named Grant, a scientist developing a rip-off Iron Man suit. He gets the powers, shoots the lightning from his hands, and puts on the suit, and you aren't ready for this.
What the hell, dude?
I don't get it.
Yeah, pal, you definitely look more like an electric man than a Thor. In fact, I think that if this movie was called that instead, I'd have a much higher opinion of it, but that's not what happened, is it? Hammy, overreacted, and awfully written, every scene in this travesty feels like a film student's first attempt at the craft. But my favorite example of the excrement that Kelly has flung at our screens isn't the amateur performances or the moronic plot. It's the awe-inspiring special effects. Woo! It was like the dragon was coming right at me. I had to resist the urge to leap out of the way dramatically. That's sarcasm, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. I have no idea where Kelly found this asset. It looks like an animated GIF he bought online for just a few bucks.
Is this the best that Asgard can come up with?
But how does our main man defeat the terrifying dragon in the end? His lightning powers had no effect on it. God, please, there has to be a way to save the day.
The Dragon's Cross should bring about her demise.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Well, you'd think given the fact that Brett Kelly has vomited out a whole hell of a lot of movies over the years, he'd understand how to make something look and feel impactful. Apparently not. This finale has all the power, drama, and grace of a prostate exam, and a boring one at that. Brett Kelly's filmography continues to be a repulsive blight on the face of entertainment, a sick joke with no punchline that exists only to make me suffer. Every day we stray further from God's light and closer to JPEG Odin's.
Thunderstorm to the rescue! Ah, that's so stupid.
But what else does Kelly have to offer us in these trying times? Well, feast your eyes on this totally original idea, 2010's Iron Soldier. What was that? Iron Man? No, never heard of him. This slop is obviously an attempt to rip off of the success of RDJ's Metal Hero, but it's more than that. This IMDb review by German user M. Grebenstein revealed that in his country, the flick was named Captain USA the Iron Soldier, meaning that it's trying to rip off Captain America too. You'll never mind the fact that everybody is clearly Canadian. Okay, it's Iron Man, it's Captain America, but is it any good?
No.
Hey, you can't be in here!
Iron Soldier is, in many ways, even worse than Return of Thor. Marvel as dead-eyed extras fire weapons straight ahead of them, despite their target being high in the sky. Behold the mystery of where the hell this laser came from, if the Iron Soldier was hiding in a tree above her all along. And watch on in awe as the eighth wonder of the world, the least convincing mother and son relationship in human history.
What's taking him so long?
Don't worry, Mom. What was that?
Despite trying to pass itself off as Iron Man, the plot has nothing to do with the source material whatsoever. The soldier is a remote-controlled robot, not a suit. The plot revolves around mercenaries trying to steal said robot, and shenanigans ensue. Needless to say, this thing is a mess that routinely made me feel embarrassed for watching it, and I was getting paid too.
Stop.
You. This goddamn thing off me.
You don't want to use that language. Josh doesn't like swearing.
Screw you.
Bonk.
Josh?
Curse words are bad. Maybe. You should get a spanking.
In a lot of lists of superhero ripoffs, I see loads of mentions of a 1988 Bollywood film, Darya Dil. It's a drama about children feuding over their father's fortune, and nobody gets bitten by a radioactive spider, nobody wields a magic hammer, and nobody has a mutant healing power. So why the heck is it talked about so much when it comes to this topic? Well, this is Bollywood, baby. It sometimes goes completely nutso. Oh boy, we're in for something. Yes, this family drama is home to a completely random superhero-themed musical number, and golly, look at those super sweat stains. I don't claim to understand Bollywood, I don't get the appeal, and I don't know what it is and isn't typical for movies like this, but to me, this appears to be awful. But hey, maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm not the target audience. Some people love this kind of thing, but me, I just see cheesy dance moves and cheap costumes, man. I'm willing to bet that Marvel and DC didn't give them the rights to use those cheap costumes either. Look, I hate this, but I'm not gonna go too hard here. This is just one scene, and to be frank, I'm afraid of Bollywood fans. There, I said it. You happy? Now, how would you describe Captain America, Spider-Man, and Mexican luchador El Santo? Me? Well, I'd describe them as three separate men, three large men, some might even say giant. So, when Turkish filmmakers decided to shove the three dudes into a 1973 movie together, 3 Dev Adam was born. That's 3 giant men in English. And it plays a little fast and loose with the characters, only a tad. Take Spider-Man, for example, the heroic everyman. Now, like I said, it messes with the characters just a teensy-weensy bit. In the movie, the web head is a sadistic criminal mastermind. And rather than the ability to climb walls, this version has, for some reason, the power to clone himself. But how the hell did all this come to be? Why is Spidey like this? Where's Cap's shield and little head wings? And more importantly, why is he some rando policeman? Well, in the 60s and 70s, Turkey was super into costumed heroes on screen. However, they didn't really have any Spider-Man or Captain America comics, so audiences had no familiarity with what they were supposed to be like. Couple that with incredibly lax copyright laws for foreign IP at the time, and you have a recipe for these guys to pretty much do whatever the gosh darn heck they wanted to do.
Adios, Mafia.
Adios, Mafia, indeed. Well said. 3 Dev Adam has since gone on to become a cult hit among film fans. And personally, I can't comprehend the desire to watch a movie like this for fun, but it takes all sorts, I suppose.
Good night, Americanos.
When the Avengers first assembled on screen in 2012, cinema changed forever. The MCU cemented itself as the biggest thing since Star Wars, and everybody wanted a piece of that pie. And over in Russia, filmmakers quickly got to work on their own team of superheroes, the Guardians. And no, not those Guardians, these Guardians. Almost watched a good movie for a second there. Yep, no such luck. Guardians follows a group of superheroes created during the Cold War by the Soviet Union. In modern day, they have to jump back into action to stop a bad guy from, doing something naughty. I couldn't keep my eyes open for this slop. It's sludge, gray, pointless sludge. Practically every scene is gray and mind-numbing, and I honestly think that there's only like 2 scenes that have any color in them. But never mind how boring and lifeless the movie movie looks, let's see how boring and lifeless the characters are. There's a woman who can turn invisible, a fella that goes fast, and one that moves rocks with his mind. And the only memorable character is Ursus, and that's because he's a big old bear boy. But even then, man with raging, super-powered beast inside, he's clearly just a budget Hulk. That said, he's still responsible for the only cool scene in the whole movie.
Hey, that's pretty good.
But hey, giving anybody a minigun improves the movie, so giving one to a bear feels like cheating. Now, of course, putting those two things together is awesome. It doesn't magically make your movie worthwhile. I'm serious, people.
You saw the minigun bear, there's nothing else worth experiencing in this garbage pile.
Avengers, this certainly ain't, and you might well be thinking that the Russian media was kinder to this team of bozos than the rest of the world, and you would be wrong. They hated it more than we did. What else is there to say? This movie sucks and blows, and the time I spent watching it is gone forever. After this catastrophic failure, plans for the Guardians cinematic universe were canned. However, director Sarik Andresian blamed Deadpool 2 for the sequel's cancellation, as it was supposedly too similar in plot. Bro, just take this L. Your movie was Taco Bell diarrhea. Nobody wanted a sequel. Regrettably though, studios often inflict sequels onto us anyway. Just ask infamous mockbuster purveyor The Asylum, it's all they do. The slime merchants created an entire trilogy of superhero knockoffs using royalty-free fairy tale characters, the Avengers Grimm. The finale, 2018 Avengers Grimm Time Wars, is an embarrassing ripoff of what that year's Avengers Infinity War was. That's Little Red Riding Hood. BT dubs. No, I don't know why she's packing, but I bet somebody thought it was cool. And I, on the other hand, do not. Nothing about this thing is cool, or fun, or worthy of your eyeballs' attention. As for the plot, a mermaid lady wants to force Prince Charming to marry her so that she can get ultimate power from his ring. As generic grab the MacGuffin trash.
No. Can't be.
Snowy!
Charles?
Oh yeah, and Charming is actually in love with Snow White. Yeah, the lady with the leather jacket is supposed to be Snow White. I know. Oh, she also has ice powers? Well, I guess because her first name is Snow. Who wrote this? More like Ice White, am I right? Yeah, God, I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind a little bit here. Soulless and Forgettable, this YouTube comment on the movie is a great review. Not bad. I fell asleep in the middle of the movie. Yeah, that about sums it up. The Asylum is infamous for schlock like this, and it's nothing. It's not a movie, it's not art, it's content to sit on shelves and confuse buyers. The only part of this movie I even remember is this one weird scene where Alice, yes, Wonderland Alice, becomes a giant. Anybody else hoping for Godzilla to rock up and blow her away with laser breath? That'd save the movie, but it doesn't happen, and Avengers Grimm Time Wars remains the cinematic equivalent of getting your bikini zone waxed. And then again, at least then my beach body'd be ready. Okay, there's only so much slop I can stomach in a row, so now let's take a look at something genuinely incredible. We've seen a lot of weird, low-budget foreign versions of famous superheroes, but what happens when somebody makes a parody of those awful flicks? Well, then you get Italian Spider-Man. Purporting to be a long-lost Italian ripoff, it's actually a 2007 Australian movie. Yeah, that's right. That retro look and feel is entirely artificial. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way. Italian Spider-Man is awesome.
Here I come.
It knows exactly what kind of movie it is and exactly what kind of movie it's making fun of. The lead intentionally has nothing to do with the real wall crawler. He's an overweight guy with long hair and a poorly drawn spider logo. He can't crawl on walls or leap across buildings, but he can do this. Personally, I think penguin summoning is way cooler. Oh, and if you're wondering what was going on in that scene, the villain challenged him to a surfing contest. Is this the greatest movie ever made? I think it might be the greatest movie ever made. I mean, just watch him go toe-to-toe with a vicious crocodile.
Oh my god! What is that?
The movie is a masterclass in shoddy effects, goofy moments, and over-the-top schlocky acting. It felt great to finally find the source of this meme. Now please, if you haven't watched Italian Spider-Man, do it. It's less than 40 minutes long, and every second is a treat.
Rispetti le donne.
Grazie, Italian Spider-Man.
Shut your mouth, pussycat, e farmi un macchiato. Pronto.
What else is there to say? This YouTube comment sums it up exactly. People who claim The Godfather is the greatest film of all time simply have not seen this movie. I've been sat at my keyboard for all of 10 minutes now, struggling to find a way to introduce this next movie. No joy, I'm officially speechless. Feast your eyes on 2007's Athi Shayan. This Indian rendition of the Hulk is not what you'd expect. Rather than a genius scientist being mutated with gamma radiation, this movie's big man is a very annoying child. He drinks an invisibility potion and does invisible things, but then he gets shot while invisible, and somehow that makes him both visible and giant. Now mind you, that happens 2 hours into the movie. For the rest of it, it's just a boring drama about a reporter and some conspiracy bullcrap. I spent 2 dang hours waiting for this giant baby to show up, and then when he did, I wished it hadn't. The revolting homunculus rampaging through the city fills me with blind, searing rage that I can only barely understand. And perhaps it's the awful CGI, or the hideous design of its ugly face, or maybe the fact that, and I repeat, I waited 2 freaking hours to see this. And this is what I got. Oh yeah, and that's the Hindu god Ayyappa. A big muscle baby sees him and then decides to go live in the ocean.
What?
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
The end. Sumo giant disappears into the depths. Important to note here that nowhere has it informed us that the invisibility/giant serum gave this kid the ability to breathe underwater. So, maybe he just washed up on the beach a few days later, bloated and blue. That'd be nice.
Finally, inner peace.
Anyway, as for the rest of this despicable mess, the only scenes worth any mention whatsoever are the ones where a load of children and one little person are comically thrown around like rag dolls. And one where a small child laughs like a demon while a naked man is experimented on.
What is that?
Admit it, you thought I was just messing with that last one, huh? The best scene in the whole movie, ladies and gentlemen, which tells you everything you need to know about Athisian. In 1989, Tim Burton's Batman was a massive hit, and studios felt the buzz before it even released. A Filipino studio named Viva Films intended to release their own unlicensed Batman movie at the same time to capitalize on the momentum. Now, Warner Bros. Obviously stopped them from using their characters, so the movie was put on ice. Eventually, though, in 1991, the resulting slopbuster would see the light of day. Comedy musical alias Batman and Robin.
Here we go.
Wow, so funny, my sides are splitting. The cast from this thing is made up of various well-known Filipino comedians of the time, but I do not get the joke. That said, I did like the part where he sucked Catwoman's blood like a vampire for no reason. I'm sure somebody, somewhere, on a lot of medication, thinks that this movie is funny. They chuckle like a maniac while rubbing their belly and scratching their butt. I'm not one of those guys. I've been off my meds for weeks, and I'm a worse person having seen this. At this point, you're probably expecting to be done with embarrassing Spider-Man knockoffs, but alas, this world is dark and cruel, but this version has a twist. Spider-Man? Oh no, more like Spider-Girl. Oh, also, it's entirely set and filmed in Nigeria.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, Jesus, this thing has everything. It's got your awful audio mixing.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, I'm sorry. But are you telling me I can't find my son?
A terrible superhero costume, and astoundingly bad special effects. The mysterious Spider-Woman is a real treat, and it's not just one doo-doo feces movie, it's a series of at least 8 doo-doo feces movies. Now, that's bang for your buck. Near as I can tell, the story follows a girl who gets bitten by a magical spider, giving her the copyright-infringing powers. The series starts with our heroine fighting kidnappers, but dramatic twists and turns await, dear viewers. Personally, I was speechless when I discovered that Spider-Girl had been framed for murder. Thank God for that breaking news bulletin. I don't know how this plot point ended, mind you, given that I slipped in and out of consciousness while watching. We can only assume that the mysterious Spider-Girl was cornered and gunned down by armed police officers. Hey, rest in peace, Spider-Girl. What's that? No, she lives? I said rest in peace, Spider-Girl! And with that, I've had all I can take of these despicable superhero ripoffs. Which of these movies did you find the most hilarious? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.